Jordan Coda. I'm here with Clint.
Yep.
Clint Byers. If you don't mind, can you give a brief introduction of yourself and what we're going to be doing today?
Sure. As George said, my name's Clint Byers, and I do a little bit of flint knapping, and I've been flint knapping on and off for about 20 years. It all started for me. I was at a traditional archery shoot and walked by a tent where there were several guys sitting around under the tent, and they had these very primitive tools, and they were breaking rocks, and they were cranking out arrowheads and spear points, and I was just amazed. I was like,
What got you started in flint
the
knapping?
primary person there was James Parker, and of course he was very friendly, invited me in, showed me things, really kind of got me started with it. I went home from that event and made my very first two arrowheads, which are these two up here in the corner, little quartz arrowheads. They're ugly as all get out, but just the fact that I was able to do it, it kind of ignited that passion. And for many years after that, I flint knapped a lot. In the last few years, I've gotten into some other things and haven't been flint knapping as much, but I do still enjoy it.
First of all, what are some safety concerns with flint knapping or any primitive
Okay, well,
skill?
of course, with any primitive skill, you know, there's always hazards. You know, it's the life expectancy back then was a lot less than it is today because a lot of this was dangerous. The big thing with flint knapping is you're dealing with very sharp objects, and a lot of times you're bringing those sharp objects off at great speeds. So protecting things like your eyes, your hands, your leg, because you got a femoral artery that runs in here that you want to protect. Those are the big things, you know. So I really recommend to people eye protection, safety goggles when we're flint knapping. Depending on if you're right or left-handed, the hand that I am holding the stone in, not necessarily the hand I'm holding the tool with, but the hand that I'm holding the stone with, I like to have a leather glove on. Just because of the fact that I've driven flakes through my fingers and into my hands and all. Of course, long pants are a good consideration. And a leather leg pad is a good thing to have to flint knap on to protect your clothing as well.
Expanding what tools you would need.
Yeah, so
for flint knapping?
you know, there and it's funny. You start out, your toolkit will get bigger if you do this and stick with it. The at a bare minimum, you know, a flint knapper can get by with just hammer stones. I mean, this is theoretically you can pick up, you know, a small hammer stone, and a hammer stone is like a small egg-shaped stone that's anywhere from like egg size to baseball size for the kind of stuff I break. I don't get much bigger than that, and really you can produce a usable tool with just that.
What is some knappable
You know,
stone?
we don't have a lot of good knappable stone other than quartz and quartzite that I'm aware of in this area. You know, over in Tennessee, you've got some flint-like chert. You go toward Raleigh and Asheboro and that area down there, you get into the green rhyolite and stuff like that. Of course, farther out west, you've got obsidian and stuff like that.
What are some alternative materials?
There's a lot of, if you think about obsidian being volcanic glass, then you can really think of glass as being just man-made obsidian. So the bottom of wine bottles, bottom of mason jars, even beer bottle bottoms, those work just like obsidian. There's really no difference in the way material works.
Do you have any
Yeah.
advice?
Be patient. And break rock. Be deliberate about breaking the rock. You know, and pay attention. There's a lot of good books. I can recommend a book to you. But you know, you can't learn to flint knap reading a book. Right. But you can't break a truckload of rock and not learn something unless you're just not paying attention. You know, and that's the big thing, is that it takes time. You know, your skill will develop over time. I know my early arrowheads are really ugly, and I still make some ugly arrowheads and spear points, you know, even today. But you'll get better, and you'll make some that you're proud of, and you can hang on to those. And
Thank you.
You're welcome.